I love building teams, and I love building things from nothing.
When I can connect two people that I think will respond to each other, and actually the two of them together can create something even better. So that's what gets me up in the morning.
I've seen it firsthand. He's really good at it too. So.
The days when Sarasota's charm was a well-guarded secret are quickly fading away as power brokers, politicians, and high-profile entrepreneurs prominently call the Suncoast home. Two such names are Dean Eisner and Jesse Bider. Eisner has called Sarasota home for just about 4 years after retiring as head of investments of Cox Enterprises and then CEO of Manheim, a billion-dollar auto auction company that helped spawn Autotrader.com. While on the board of Autotrader, the company bought a software program from serial Sarasota entrepreneur Jesse Bider. A millionaire by his 30s, Bider is also co-founder of Dealers United and a major downtown real estate developer. On this buzzworthy profile, we sat down with the two friends together to hear about lessons they've learned along the way.
I've known of Dean for a while, and especially being the CEO of Manheim Auto Auction and being in the auto business. I heard his name and of course was always trying to do business with Cox Enterprises and Manheim and Autotrader and so forth. But we really didn't meet till we found out we both lived in Sarasota and someone hooked us up.
I was one of the people that did the skunk works for Autotrader. And as a result, I won the honor of being on the board for a number of years. And Jesse's name came up in the last 2 years constantly as this guy down in Sarasota that had this great product and we really ought to buy it. But God, his price is way too high. And that went on board meeting after board meeting. And I kept thinking, God, this Jesse guy, he's pretty good. And finally, the last board meeting was, we're just going to buy it.
But had I known Dean then as well as I know him now, I probably could have gotten more money. So
that's what he thinks. First job was at Baskin-Robbins. I scooped ice cream and I got fired. From that job. It was a great experience because I'd made the balls too big and the owner was not appreciating that I was giving ice cream away to my friends.
Very first job ever, I rode my bike to, and I was the busboy for a little pizza and ice cream shop. So, and I think I was 14.
You have to have a certain character to be an entrepreneur. If you are not comfortable with ambiguity, if you're not comfortable with a little bit of uncertainty, then you're not going to be a very good entrepreneur, because any entrepreneurial effort is constantly re-looking at what you're doing and forming it to what the market is saying or what you're learning along the way. It's a long path. I changed jobs when some of the people that I was working at thought I was nuts. And I did it because I didn't want the jobs that they wanted me to take. I wanted to do the things that really lit me up. And so I didn't have any design. I just was passionate about what I did, and so I did a good job.
I was in school and I was filling out the paperwork to start a business, and I went to my business professor and asked him, what type of corporation I wanted to be, because I didn't know what box to check, and he didn't know, and he told me I should drop out of school and go hire a professional because he's there because he failed in real life. And that's what I did. I went and borrowed $1,000 from my mom and hired a tax attorney, and he filled out the paperwork with me, and I got my certificate, and I was incorporated, and I started my business.
You have to have some stamina here. And if you don't have passion, you're not going to make it through. So it's not, you can't qualify whether the thing you're trying to do is going to make money or not. You're going to find out at the end based on the adjustments that you make along the way of whether you really are satisfying a market need and someone's willing to pay you for it. But you're going to have so many bumps in the road. If you don't have passion, you're just not going to make it.
People always ask me when I was growing up, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I would say, I don't know, but I want to own my own business. I didn't know what the business was, but that was the goal. And kind of to this day, if I find something interesting in the automotive field or any other field, I get involved with it, because to me, I love business. I just love creating jobs and making money.
What I love is I love businesses that kind of fill a need.
My field, I don't consider my field automotive. I really do just consider it business and startups. And I always tell everyone, first and foremost, find out the opportunity cost of what you want to do. A lot of people have ideas, that are good ideas, but their talents and passion kind of lie somewhere else where they could be doing more or bigger things. Tony Hsieh writes about it in his book. He said you can be the best poker player in the world, but if you sit down at a table where no one has more than $10, well, the most you can win is $100. So find out that what you're doing, whether it's money or social impact or what it is, that you're having the biggest effect that you can have.
Find really good, smart people that you trust. Make sure you get their views. You don't have to take them, but at least get them and absorb them and factor them in. So mine would be have good mentors, have good people that you have as your advisors.
I call it the little voice, because for a while I was so strong-headed, thinking I knew and I could just change situations and just go in there like a bull in a china shop and make things happen. And you can't a lot of times. And what I learned to do is listen to that little voice in your head where you know what the right answer is, but you don't want to believe it.
If you could go back and change anything about your business career, would you?
Oh, absolutely. I'd invent Facebook.